Hello, guys. Welcome back. I feel like a great weight was lifted off me. I didn't get any news on anything yet that you guys know that I'm waiting on, but Loki gave me a message. Now, as you know, I've been playing that diving experience, and I played it for 10 hours, and he was asking me today, what did I learn? And part of it was searching the Bismarck, and by this time the company had seriously started running out of money for this project, so the bad graphics and being underwater plus trying to find plates. It was a living nightmare. I spent 1 hour at one point just looking in circles, could never find anything. It was a nightmare. And I thought that was the message, to stop running in circles. And part of it was. But the other part was hidden in the last level of the game. It was a level you unlocked and you went alone. And when I first got to the ship, I'm running out of oxygen, so I had to go the whole way back. Top off my tanks, got smarter, and then I could top off right at the wreck. And I'm swimming around this beautiful wreck, and it's like this. It looks like a Spanish galleon, but it's really fanciful and everything. And I start a quest, and this is like the last level, so I'm really kind of not paying much attention to my photography quest, to be perfectly honest. And I swim into this one upper deck area, and there's this mural on the wall, and I just started to laugh, and I couldn't stop. And it's like, instead of Dominus, it was Domina, but it was like, basically, but it was Mirror Domina and Mirror's Domina, so like Dominant Mirror, Triumphant Mirror or something, and it was two rampant pictures of Luna. If you don't know who Luna is, probably don't belong on this channel. And I had to laugh because I couldn't get the brony references in the forum, and now I get them because everybody's calling it the brony level. It was just so funny. And I thought, okay, I noticed that really stands out. There's nothing like a gigantic mural of, Princess Luna rearing up and, looking all happy and everything. So I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Like, what would this be? And I'm like, well, it's horse. So what do horses have to do with anything? Well, horse, I felt like somebody nibbled on my ear. Horse is one of my totems. And the problem with being a horse person, and this is when we have to listen to Loki, is horses will run until they literally die. A horse will run until it has a heart attack, drops over dead. Usually horses are smart. They know not to do it. But if they're really stressed out, horse people will just keep going and keep going and keep going. It doesn't have to be physical running. I've learned my lesson. My body is shot. I am not going to be doing any more VR jogging for a while. And I hurt my legs, like I fell or something. I don't recall falling, but I'm like, okay, because I would tense up my legs when I was doing that. So my legs are like, no, we're not doing this we're not doing this again. So it was partly to slow down from that, but it was to slow down on this other thing. I kept worrying and worrying and worrying about a future event. And there's literally nothing I can do at this point. I've done everything I can do legally, and I literally have to trust Loki at this point. I literally have to stop running around in circles, because all I'm doing is exhausting myself mentally, making myself physically ill. And I just have to stop and trust him. And he knows that is one of my sore points, because I was raised Catholic, and being raised Catholic kind of... There are Catholics with good faith, but when I was being raised, it was like you can trust God except for when you can't. So I have trust issues. God loves you, but he'll throw you in hell anyways. It's like, yeah, I have trust issues, and he knows that, and he's being patient. And as I'm listening to this stuff about horse totem, it reminded me to call my friend to check on her, because the fella is out hunting. So we had a really good, insightful conversation there. And I'm trying to tell Loki about the responsibility of being a horse and being a horse person. He's just smiling. He's waiting for the penny to drop. I'm like, oh my God, he was a mirror for how long? He's just back here. And you can hear this laughter. And if you've ever been around horses a lot, you know they will laugh at you. And it sounds like, it's like you messed up. And so it was this delighted idea, and I'm like, oh my God, I can see why people try to put him in Ireland because he's a horse goddess. I could be any gender I want, yeah. And a wolf god or goddess, because to me it makes the most sense that if he sired a colt as a horse with a horse, then he's also a wolf god because he's a father of a wolf, and he's also a serpent god because he's father of the world serpent, or a dragon god. He's like, dragons are cool. So yeah, I mean, and he's a shapeshifter, so he's literally anything he wants to be, but I definitely get that horse god thing from him. We were trying to work with the sea aspect last night with him as god of the sea, but god of the sea was in a really bad mood. And it wasn't going well, because anything I tried to say, and I was being really careful and trying to not set him off. And if you work with Loki long enough, you know when he's really bad mood, but he wants your attention anyways, but you're afraid anything you say is going to set off an explosion. And he's getting mad because you're not saying anything but anything you say, and he's just looking at you, and you're like, I can't win. And the weird thing was, that aspect was there, and then it would flip to the healer aspect, and then it would flip back to that aspect, and the healer aspect is like, oh, what's wrong? And as I'm trying to explain how Loki can be, the sea aspect comes back, and he's still in the bad mood. He's like, oh, so I'm combative, am I? Yeah. He calmed down a little, but, eventually got to sleep. And I realized a lot of the symptoms I'm having physical symptoms lately. It's just because I have been running around, the horse person that I am, being frantic. And I also have fox as a totem, and that fox need to provide for yourself is kicking in, because what fox will do, and we've said it before, fox will have all fox's stuff, but then fox needs your stuff too. It's not that fox is greedy, it's that fox is panicky about the future, so fox has to have locations everywhere. And therefore, fox could have, like, say the fox person's hang up his food, they could literally have a house full of food, have a basement full of food, have, like, food everywhere, like, food for years, literally food for years. And then they'll trot up to you and go, I'm so hungry. It's not their fault. It's the fox nature. It's like there's never literally enough food. Whatever food you can find, you stash it away, and you don't go eat it. You go find other food. And which is why fox people, if you walk into a house and we're fortunate enough to afford it, you'll find a ton of food, because fox people have to have food, because one day there could be no food. And I'm not talking about financial stuff either. If you met a very rich fox person, they probably got, oh my God, they probably got like 5 wine cellars, 20 freezers, food for days, food for years. It's just part of the fox person nature, and you have to recognize that in yourself, whatever your totem is, because they all have strengths. Like, horses will go on forever. Horses can do anything, except for when horses can't. And horses have to figure that out. And fox is smart and resourceful and can live on almost nothing. But fox has to watch out for that tendency that while they're living on nothing, to be canny and try to outwit dumb people and try to take them for everything they got. I think it would be safe to say that not only is he a Gemini, unfortunately, a certain person in the White House, but I think it would be pretty safe to say he's got a fox totem, because when foxes are in destructive mode, we want all of our stuff, and we want all your stuff too. We're not trying to be mean about it. We're not trying to be nasty. It's just fox goes into full-blown panic mode, and fox needs everything, and fox first. Because fox is paranoid. Everyone else is out to get fox, so fox must put fox first. And that can be good in a way, because you should look out for yourself, but it can get to the point where it's destructive, because then anything you perceive as a threat, you are attacking. and you start to sound a little unhinged because everything is a threat if you're a fox. Foxes can be kind of paranoid. If you've ever watched people that have, foxes as animal companions, foxes can be extremely paranoid about everything and frightened of everything. They're actually normally very timid, frightened creatures, so a lot of stress is not good for fox people, and I seriously think he has fox totem. I do, because he's got those fox tendencies to want everything for himself and not care if other people get hurt. It's not that foxes are actually mean, it's just fox is going to look out for fox. And that's unfortunate, but you you just have to remember to balance looking out for fox and biting other people. So with Loki today was definitely a message about paying attention to him and paying attention to how he speaks to you, because he didn't come up behind me and go, "Look at that mural." I had to piece it together. I've been seeing a lot of horses lately, and I'm like, okay, horse, whatever. And I was totally not paying attention to what horse does. And I've been running around like crazy lately, and horse was showing up to say, "You gotta stop." And I'm like, well, I don't know how to stop. Sometimes horse doesn't know how to stop. And I noticed I was even playing that game like a horse, that Play with Gilbert game, that little kitten game that nobody ever watches, but I love. And I was playing it like a horse because I was just starting to do jumps all over the place. And there's a park level that I took you guys to, and I was just jumping and going through and jumping all the hedges and everything and doing an obstacle course. And look, he's like, "Somebody's a little show horsey today." And I'm like, yeah, I know. My horse totem's really coming in strong. And horse has been like, you need to stop. You need to slow down. And you still need to enjoy stuff in life. And fox is like, you still need to enjoy stuff in life, because I can tend to go from being a little, I wouldn't say I'm ever wasteful, but I tend to go from either saving every penny and not allowing myself to have any joy at all, to living on the extreme edge where if anything went wrong, God forbid, it would be a disaster, and I have to kind of do a balance. I'm not a libertine, but it's, if you're an adult, you know how fast you can go through money, and I'm talking about $2 here, $5 there. I'm just on an extremely tight budget. Life is not fast. But yeah, so it was a lot of food for thought, but sometimes Loki will talk to us like that. He can talk to you through a video game or whatever it is you normally do. It's usually pretty organic. It's not something, I don't recommend you go out and start looking places you normally don't go for signs. The gods are usually pretty good at getting us signs. The problem is we usually miss them because we're not thinking to look for them. I've been getting hit over the head with horses and foxes, but I've just been like, it's just a thing. And I've been getting hit over the head with sea references. But I'm like, oh, it's just a thing. Everybody must be going through some kind of sea phase. And all the sea stuff is coming to me, and I'm like, I'm actually worried the ocean is going to be outside if I go outside, because it's that strong a feeling, like the ocean is like right outside this house. You can feel it, like the ocean is out there. This used to be underwater area, actually, interestingly. Millions of years ago, this was underwater, so it was in the ocean. But it's this really strong energy, and since I frosted my windows, it looks like a fog bank rolled in, so it's this really strong maritime energy. And I checked, and I think Poseidon checked out, but it's Loki in that sea god form that I've experienced him in repeatedly, and he's like, we're doing this thing, and we're doing it my way. But he enjoyed it. We went out for DQ, we went out for fish sandwich, because I've been dying for a fish sandwich. And, that was good. And he said, "Are you going to walk up the hill instead as we're walking up?" And I said, "I can barely walk up there and walk back." And I said, "I'm sorry if you're disappointed." And he's not. But, yeah. I just have to watch myself. That's a thing with fibro. If you push your body too much, you can want to be healthy in the worst way. You can be, like, praying every day. But your fibro body will be like, we ain't doing this. So, it is what it is. So I hope you guys like what you saw, and if you like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.